Do you ever feel like the weight of your business is just crushing you? The pressure, the uncertainty, constant decisions, all of it combined together is just weighing on you. What if I told you that there's a way that you can train your brain to handle it all with grace and confidence? I'm Colleen, and I have spent years helping high-performance entrepreneurs just like you transform that stress into success.
Welcome to the Success Blueprint Podcast, where we dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship and success. Join us in uncovering the stories behind the triumphs, challenges, and invaluable lessons learned by today's most inspiring entrepreneurs.
So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can build resilience in high-stress environments through mindfulness and mental conditioning. Now, these strategies, they will help you manage the overwhelming pressure, cope with the market uncertainties, and harness the high-performance mindset for long-term success. Because somewhere around 72% of you entrepreneurs out there are reporting feeling overwhelmed by stress on a daily basis. And 60% struggle with decision fatigue alone. Never mind combining the two of them. And I don't know about you, but I have never met a business owner or entrepreneur who hasn't said that they are stressed out at some point or another. So you're not alone. That's the great news. But let's start by acknowledging something that most entrepreneurs don't want to admit. And it's that stress is debilitating. It often gets in the way of actually running your business. Whether it's handling the overwhelming pressure, the negative, unpredictable markets, or dealing with constant needs to perform under pressure, it can often feel like you are running on fumes alone. But here's the thing. Stress doesn't have to control you. It's not actually the stress that's the problem. It's how we respond to it. And that's where mindfulness and mental conditioning come in. See, mindfulness helps you observe your thoughts and stressors without being dominated by them. It's about creating the space in between the stimulus and your response to the stimulus. This mental shift can actually dramatically change how you experience stress. So I want you to think about a big, stressful decision that you recently had to face. Maybe it was today, yesterday, last week. How did you feel in that moment? Were you clear-minded? Or did the pressure of that decision cloud your judgment and make it difficult to know which way you should go? Now, let's remedy that. Let's dive into 3 actionable strategies that can help you manage your stress and perform at your best. Now, these techniques are techniques that you can immediately apply to transform the way that you handle high-pressure situations and make those decisions with confidence. The first is the mental filter, which is an NLP technique designed to help filter out negative or overwhelming thoughts and refocus your mind on productive, solution-driven actions. You see, this technique is like having a mental filter that automatically discards distractions and stressors, allowing only the helpful, positive thoughts to reach your conscious awareness. I want you to a moment, play with me. And I want you to imagine that your mind is like an email inbox. Every thought that pops up is just like an incoming email. Some are helpful, some are intrusive and rude, and others are just spam and unnecessary distractions. When an overwhelming or a negative thought appears, I want you to think of it like that email. Simply hit delete and mentally move it to the spam folder. Shift your focus immediately to the thoughts that push you forward and progress you towards action. See, this technique, it actually leverages the brain's reticular activating system, the RAS system. If you've heard of the red car theory, that's what we're talking about. And it's a part of your brain that acts as a filter for incoming information. By training your RAS to focus only on solutions and positive actions, you can actually eliminate distractions and reduce your stress significantly. This process actually improves your decision making and helps you stay focused on what really matters. It's that whole theory behind analysis paralysis. By getting rid of some of that mental clutter, you don't have to have the paralysis any longer. So here's how we're going to do it. You're going to take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And think about a stress-inducing task that's been on your mind recently. Picture that as though it's an email in your inbox. Now imagine hitting delete or moving it to the spam folder. What you're left with is the opportunity and the potential that that task actually holds. I want you to feel the difference in your body and how it responds. As the stress fades, you focus on the opportunity. That's the power of mental filtering at work. So now that we've filtered out the stress and negativity, let's shift gears and tackle how we can embrace uncertainty and turn it into a source of power. Here's where the CEO mind shift comes into work. So the CEO mind shift is where we take rewiring your brain from uncertainty into a step where we have a plan of action. It's a simple yet transformative mental exercise that helps you train your brain to see that uncertainty as an opportunity rather than a threat. In the world of business, we know that uncertainty is unfavorable. Whether it's market changes, client demands, unpredictable financial situations. However, this shift will help you and actually embrace that uncertainty and get a sense of control, develop innovation, and use purpose. Instead of thinking unnecessarily as something risky or dangerous, you can reframe it into an opportunity for innovation and growth. So ask yourself, what would a CEO do to thrive if he's in an uncertain situation with this situation? Another effective strategy is doing the pre-mortem analysis. This is where you are mentally playing out multiple possible outcomes in prepared strategies ahead of time. This mental exercise helps you feel more prepared no matter what comes your way. By engaging your prefrontal cortex, this part of your brain that's responsible for rational thought and decision making, you actually shift your perspective from reactive, which is fear-based and stress, to proactive, which is growth and control. Now, this empowers you to actually handle uncertainty with clarity and with confidence, rather than letting it derail you. Now, I want you to think of a situation within your business right now. It could be anything from a market shift to a tough decision ahead. Now, I want you to reframe it. Instead of thinking, what if this goes wrong? Ask yourself, how can I turn this into an opportunity for growth? Visualize the steps that you would take if you were CEO leading your company through the uncertainty. How does that shift make you feel about the situation? Notice how your body feels less stressed and more empowered. Now that you've learned how to embrace uncertainty, let's make sure that you're actually refocusing on the right things, especially under pressure. And that's where the 80-20 stress rule will help you manage your energy and prioritize effectively. You see, the 80-20 rule is a simple application which states that 80% of your result comes from 20% of your effort. This rule helps you reduce stress by identifying and prioritizing the few activities that will actually make the most impact on your business. By focusing on what truly matters, you free up your mental resources and reduce your cognitive overload that often leads to stress. So start by identifying 20% of the activities in your business that are leading and yielding 80% of your results. These are tasks and decisions that truly drive your business forward. You want to prioritize these first. For everything else, either delegate or automate or ignore them completely. If you are not already implementing AI into your business as some type of supportive tool, you absolutely must start doing that now. Next, you're going to set boundaries around your decision-making time. You want to limit the amount of time that you're spending on the low priority tasks and leave your mental energy for the high impact decisions that truly matter. By applying the 80-20 rule, you actually are simplifying your workload and your decision-making process, which reduces the cognitive overload, giving you the mental space to handle high-stress situations more effectively. It also helps you focus on what really drives business growth, ensuring that your energy is spent on the things that matter the most. So I want you to think about your current workload and pick one task or decision that's feeling like it's draining your mental energy. Now ask yourself, is this the 20% that will drive the most results? And if not, ask yourself, what is the 20% that I should be focusing on instead? Take a moment and prioritize them. And then notice how this focus shift makes you feel less overwhelmed and more in control. See, these techniques, they're designed to help you get control of your mindset, to reduce stress, and to increase your performance under pressure. So after this video, I actually encourage you to pick at least one of these techniques, whether it's the mental filter, the CEO mindset shift, or the 80-20 stress rule. And I want you to apply it to the stressor that you are facing right now. By taking action today, you will notice the shift almost immediately and begin making the changes that are necessary. So let's shift gears. Let's actually talk about how other real professionals have used these techniques to build the resilience and thrive in high-stress environments. I want to start by sharing a story about Mike, who is one of my CEOs of a tech startup. He used to get really overwhelmed by market change, and we know how much things are shifting these days, so his stress levels were really, really high. He actually needed to be reminded that he was the CEO. And thus, after applying the CEO mind shift, he started seeing market fluctuations as opportunities. He actually even learned how to embrace the uncertainty of launching some of the new products that he was, instead of fearing them. Another client of mine, Jake, he had trouble with market indecisions. So because he didn't know what the markets were doing up and down lately, he had a lot of trouble making the decisions because he was under pressure. So he was constantly bogged down by stress. So we worked on that 80-20 stress rule. And by focusing only on the top priorities of his business, he actually managed to cut down his workload and focused more on the impactful decisions, which meant that his business grew. And it actually grew pretty quickly. And then there's Rachel. Rachel came and she was literally on the brink of burnout. She was tired, she was pushing through, she hadn't quite broken through the level of success. What we did was we applied the mental filter, that NLP technique, and we began reframing the way that she actually was viewing her workload. Instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed, she began saying, I am managing opportunities. That shift in her language meant that her mental approach allowed her to feel more empowered with the situation itself. So, as you can see from each of these examples, these strategies have had a profound impact on real people facing challenges just like you. From CEOs navigating market shifts to entrepreneurs who are facing overwhelm with making decisions, these techniques are designed to bring clarity, control, and success under pressure. So let's bring everything together in a quick recap and give you the next steps to take these strategies into your own life. To wrap things up, remember, if you're feeling stuck in a cycle of stress, uncertainty, or decision fatigue, you don't have to stay there. You can start making changes right now with these 3 powerful strategies. The mental filter. Empower yourself to focus on what truly matters, filtering out the noise that's holding you back. The CEO mindset shift. Turn your uncertainties into opportunities and approach challenges with a sense of control and possibility. And last but not least, the 80-20 stress rule. Simplify your decision making by prioritizing the 20% that drives the most impact. Hope that these helped. And if they have, I'd love to hear how you're using these techniques to shift your mindset and reduce stress. Drop a comment below, share your experiences, and ask any questions that you may have, because I am here to help you. And also, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe for more insightful strategies. For even more tools and resources, head over to my website, where you're going to find guides, worksheets, and coaching programs designed to help you reach your next level of success. So take action today, and let's tackle your stress together.